Ever wondered how the Vikings shaped the world we know today? Stick around till the end to uncover the shocking secrets of their powerful legacy. The Viking era in Norway, which lasted from the late 8th century to the early 11th century, was a defining period in both Scandinavian and world history. The Vikings, originating from the Nordic countries of Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, were seafaring warriors, traders, and settlers whose influence stretched across Europe and beyond. The era is defined by dramatic events, cultural evolution, and legendary figures whose actions still echo today. The Viking Age began around 793 AD with the infamous raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in Northumbria, England. This event marked the beginning of a series of brutal raids on coastal towns and monasteries throughout Europe, including Ireland, France, and the British Isles. These raids were not only driven by the desire for plunder but also by the Vikings' need to find new lands due to limited resources and the harsh conditions of their homeland. Their longships, capable of navigating both open seas and shallow rivers, played a crucial role in their ability to launch these surprise attacks. Viking society was deeply hierarchical and organized. At the top were the kings, followed by powerful chieftains, warriors, and farmers. The Viking warriors, known for their fearlessness and skill in battle, followed a code of honor, and many became legendary figures in Norse sagas, which are poetic accounts of historical events, battles, and genealogies. Notable Viking leaders such as Harald Fairhair, who united Norway, and Olaf the Great, who worked to convert Norwegians to Christianity, became symbols of strength and leadership. Viking culture was rich with traditions, religion, and mythology. Norse mythology, centered on gods like Odin, Thor, and Freya, played a significant role in everyday life. The Vikings believed in an afterlife that was deeply connected to their actions on Earth, particularly in battle. Valhalla, the Great Hall of the Slain, was said to be the final destination for warriors who died heroically. These beliefs fueled their relentless drive for glory and conquest. Beyond their raids, the Vikings were also skilled traders, craftsmen, and explorers. They established trading routes stretching from the Middle East to North America, exchanging goods like furs, timber, and metalwork. Viking settlements were found as far as Greenland and Iceland, where they introduced agriculture and new technologies, including advanced shipbuilding techniques. One of their most remarkable feats was the discovery of North America around the year 1000 AD, long before Christopher Columbus. Led by Leif Erikson, a Viking explorer from Greenland, they reached what is now known as Newfoundland, Canada. Viking warriors were also known for their distinctive weapons and armor, including the famous Viking swords, axes, and shields, as well as their intricate Viking helmets, although contrary to popular belief, the iconic horned helmets are a myth. They were expert shipbuilders, constructing longships that allowed them to raid, trade, and explore with unprecedented speed and efficiency. These ships were designed for agility and could navigate shallow waters, which enabled the Vikings to travel deep into rivers and coastlines that other naval forces could not access. Despite their reputation for violence and plunder, the Vikings also engaged in peaceful settlements, establishing colonies across Europe and even Asia. In the British Isles, Viking settlers founded the city of Dublin, which became an important trading hub. In Normandy, France, the Vikings were granted land in exchange for their services, and they assimilated with the local population, influencing French culture and language. They also settled in parts of Russia, where they established the Kievan Rus, which would later become a major power in Eastern Europe. One of the most significant cultural shifts during the Viking Age was the transition from paganism to Christianity. The conversion to Christianity began in the 10th century, as the Norwegian kings sought to consolidate their power and align themselves with Christian Europe. This shift gradually led to the decline of Viking warrior culture, which was tied to their pagan beliefs. The construction of churches and the adoption of Christian values reshaped Viking society, and by the end of the Viking Age, Norway had fully embraced Christianity. The Viking Age ultimately ended in the early 11th century, but its impact continues to be felt today. The Norwegian Vikings laid the groundwork for the modern state of Norway, influencing its political, cultural, and social structures. The legacy of the Vikings can be seen in the language, place names, and traditions that have survived for over 1,000 years. Norway's national identity is deeply intertwined with its Viking heritage, and many Norwegians proudly trace their roots back to the great Viking warriors. Today, Norway is a country rich in Viking history, with numerous archaeological sites, museums, and artifacts that allow modern people to learn about this fascinating era. Viking burial mounds, ancient ruins, and the remains of Viking ships provide a glimpse into the daily lives of these powerful and resilient people. Viking culture is also celebrated in modern times through festivals, reenactments, and a thriving interest in Norse mythology, which continues to inspire books, films, and TV shows. The Viking legacy also lives on through Norway's traditions of exploration and innovation. Much like their ancestors, modern Norwegians have become known for their spirit of adventure and resilience. Norway's stunning landscapes, rich history, and deep connection to its Viking roots attract millions of visitors each year who seek to understand the country's fascinating past. In conclusion, the Viking Age in Norway was a period of extraordinary cultural, political, and social transformation. The Vikings were not just warriors and raiders but skilled traders, settlers, and explorers who left an indelible mark on the world. Their legacy continues to shape Norway's identity and cultural landscape, and their achievements are celebrated to this day. From their daring voyages to their rich mythology, the Vikings remain one of history's most enduring and captivating peoples.